So today I'm here at Neshaminy Mall for one last visit. As you probably know, it was unfortunately sold and will be demolished, at least partially. So Neshaminy Mall opened up in 1968, and I always enjoyed this mall. And look, they even have electric chargers. So they did modernize, at least on the outside, which is pretty cool. But in the inside, unfortunately, it has declined over the years like many of our favorite malls. But let's see what's left inside this once great Neshaminy Mall. So this is the food court entrance. I remember being here, I don't know, it seems like yesterday, but it was probably, I guess, 10 years ago. They even had a business type meeting for a music video that I was a part of right here in the food court. So we take a look inside, and it is a little empty, as you can see. This used to be filled with people eating at tables. Used to be tons of restaurants and fast food places to the left and the right. And I only see, looks like one place open over here to the left. So if you want food, that's the only place inside the Oxford Valley Mall. Maybe we'll find a pretzel shop somewhere later, I don't know. But this is a little disappointing because this was once filled a great food court. And I didn't realize that this mall actually closed at 7 p.m. and I'm here at 6:15 on a Thursday. So take that into consideration. I always love the structure of the malls, the ceilings, the natural light, how it comes in. And this is pretty nice right in the center of it, as you can see. And this is a wide open space. Unfortunately, it is kind of empty. I think straight ahead used to be a Woolworth to the left of us, or maybe a Kmart type store. And we'll start on this right side and see what we see. It does look nice and clean. There's Kay's Jewelries. Maybe you're getting engaged, you know, you got to get some jewelry. There's an Aristotle, and they got some plants. Are they real? And no, unfortunately, guys, they are artificial or rubber plants. Not like the Oxford Valley Mall. If you saw my recent video there, they actually have real shrubbery. And we got some cotton candy. Cotton Candy Dandy would probably like this since Halloween's coming up. This is a nice lit, almost, what do you call it, all the neon signs. I kind of like that. So we do have several stores right here to start. There's Hot Topic, which is a great classic store. It's hard to believe I'm saying Hot Topic's a classic store, but I do remember it in the 90s. There's a Boscovs sign. We still do have Boscovs in this mall, and I heard once they demolish some of this mall, Boscovs will remain. Probably the AMC movie theater as well. But the original anchors of this mall were Sears and Strawbridge and Clover. And like I said, they are no more, unfortunately. So as you can see, not a lot of life forms in the mall. People do call it a ghost town, although I'm not scared, and I actually do like just walking this mall. And I always liked how it was just one floor. It was kind of peaceful, calm, relaxing. And we are coming up to one of my favorite parts of the mall. And no, it is not the claw machine. It's what's behind the claw machine, which you'll soon see. But look, we got Fred Flintstone. He's old school. He's still inside the mall. That's pretty cool. And again, I don't understand the fixation with the claw machines. If you know, let me know in the comment section. But look, here is the classic, original Native American or Indian, whatever you want to call it, statue water fountain, which is very historic, and I used to love it. It's not filled with water anymore, but we still have it, and we will get to the statue. It looks like they got fake blue corals in there, but they still have the stone structure and the plants and a little knowledge here for you. Please enjoy your natural fountain setting. Again, this was always peaceful, relaxing, but as you can see, pumps aren't on, the water's not flowing, but at least we do have the memory. And there is the Native American Indian from the Neshaminy tribe, I believe, because that's what part of this land was. And they made this with the mall. It was presented by Strawbridge and Clothier. And I always love this. I always love indoor water fountains, especially the Oxford Valley Mall. But this one literally had a statue and rock life. And look at that. That looks so awesome. So historic. I love the Native Americans and the culture, you know, and what they represented. But this is still pretty cool with all the rocks and the shrubbery. Although it's probably not real shrubbery, but here's the little history of the Neshaminy Indian, which is pretty cool because this was their land. I also remember the totem pole outside. You guys remember the totem pole? When I was younger driving with my parents, I remember seeing that, and I always knew we're almost there in the Neshaminy Mall, and I just loved how cool that totem pole looked. But they did get rid of that at least a decade or two ago. Now they got some massage people over there to the left, and this nice open space where I guess they could have a little song and dance there. So it still does look well kept. Oh, see, that is a pretzel place, looks like to the left. So it is still well kept and clean and nice in here and white, but not too much of a crowd. Although again, it is a Thursday, around 6:15. On Friday and Saturday they are open a little later, 8 p.m. So I always like these historical pictures here, which is pretty cool. You got people shaking hands, maybe like William Penn type stuff, or Pilgrims, or Ben Franklin. You know, all the historical stuff, because we are in Pennsylvania. Outside of Philadelphia, we're in Bensalem, but so much history was in Pennsylvania and Philadelphia. And they did keep these, I guess, shadow boxes. Not shadow boxes, I don't know what you'd call them exactly. But they did keep them in here over the years, which is pretty cool. And it is great detail. I guess that would be the Liberty Bell. I heard it actually has a crack in it, and they never fixed it. If anyone give me an update on that. And again, the beautiful structure, the ceiling, how the natural light just comes in. And that's another indoor-outdoor entrance. But so much open space here. I mean, it's hard to believe. I mean, I came here in the 80s and I guess the early 90s, but the 80s a lot. The Oxford Valley Mall, the Neshaminy Mall, and even Quakerbridge Mall. Those were probably the three malls I used to visit the most. So we'll just keep taking a walk, and tour, and see what we see. And if you remember any stores that were to the left or the right, let me know in the comments section what were some of your favorite stores here. It's pretty cool. It actually lights up. Little ride for the kiddies. Some good energy there. We got a Claire's store. No, we do got some of the fake shrubbery and benches to sit and relax, which is good. Although again, comparing it to the Oxford Valley Mall, they had a lot of benches in the center, a lot of shrubberies. I'll put a link in the description to that video I shot a couple months ago. And what else do we see, folks? What are some of your favorite memories to the mall? I think to the right that we just passed used to be a wall music store on that corner, if I remember correctly. And there's another entrance. And we got a GameStop. So that's pretty cool. Big name store, GameStop still in the Neshaminy Mall. You could check out the NES and the Sega Master System and the Atari 2600. If it was the 1980s or 90s. But we still got some Legend of Zelda stuff and Switch. So I do like to see that. We got some more little rides for the kiddies all lighting up. This is pretty cool. I wouldn't mind going for a little ride in this. We got some, what's that, Slimer from Ghostbusters almost? Pretty cool screen. Actually, I'm going to hop in here, guys. Maybe go for a little ride, little spin. Steering wheel seems like it's in good shape. The aliens. So we got to do something with the aliens and a riding machine. I kind of like that. Don't really fit in there too well, but I tried. Look, there's a doggy riding in the back. That's pretty cool. So they do allow pets in Neshaminy Mall, looks like. Oh, look at that. We got a classic airplane type. Looks like a war type bomber, maybe. I like that shark front. Pretty cool. So we do got more stores here, which is good to see. I don't know these stores. I'm kind of on the go. I'm trying to get my inner zen. And we got a carnival. The carnival's in town, but it's a shoe carnival. So we do got some nice stores that are lit up. Some clothing stores, some video game stores. And there's Boscovs. Getting closer, folks. And people, see, there's people here. There's life forms. You know, Boscovs is still a big attraction. They even got the side Boscovs here for the juniors, kiddies. You can get a nice cold soda. And I think to the left was a Friendly's store, if I remember correctly, unless that was another part of the mall. But Friendly's was in here for a while. I do even think to the right was a Radio Shack. Was a Radio Shack at this exit entrance? And we got a table with some photos. I don't recognize any of those people. Maybe I'll try and slide my photo under the glass later, folks. But here is the classic Boscovs. Always loved Boscovs. It was here going back a couple decades. It was in the Oxford Valley Mall, but only for a few years. But here is the classic Boscovs. I remember I actually had an audition in Boscovs for the soap opera As the World Turns speaking role, which I did land. So let's check out the other part of the mall, and we're leaving off from the center. So this is another wing, although now you can see it's getting a little later, so some of the stores are starting to close. Again, I am surprised it closed at 7 p.m., but Thursday, Friday open till 8, and Oxford Valley Mall is always open till 8, I believe. We got some little center shops. We got some custom pictures or posters of Three Stooges. They're always a good time. I still watch them. But they're actually not open. And it looks like it's by appointment only. So that really lets you know how the shops are doing in Oxford Valley Mall. They don't even stay here. You literally have to call, make an appointment ahead of time if you wanted to make a purchase. But this does seem like a pretty cool shop here with some custom stuff, some arts and crafts, some wood carving. There's Bart Simpson. So I was always surprised out in the Neshaminy Mall and the Oxford Valley Mall were so close together. I mean, maybe like 15 minutes away, or 17 minutes to be exact. And it was always great having two great malls. The Neshaminy Mall was first, you know, because it touched on the 60s and 70s. Oxford Valley Mall came in at the 70s. More claw machines. What a surprise. And I think to the left, if I remember correctly, there used to be like a Time Out mini arcade, unless that was another wing. But it is not there anymore. I do not see it. So we got a clothing store over here. And we are getting closer to the AMC Theater. Oh, there's a Hallmark store. So that's good that the Hallmark store is still here. Pretty big. That's good to see. So they do have, you know, the big name stores that could draw some people to come in here. The GameStop, the Hallmark, some clothing stores, Boscovs, AMC movie theater. So we got another wing down there. And we got a humongous bookstore. And I believe back in the day, in the 80s, wasn't there a pet store there, guys? I always remember a pet store in Neshaminy Mall. I'm not sure if this was the spot, but that was always pretty cool. And I could have sworn that there was an entrance all the way to the right corner, which maybe when the Barnes & Nobles came, they sealed that up. And they opened up this huge Barnes & Noble, which is good to see. Good to see a bookstore. Big one in the Neshaminy Mall. They got a Starbucks in there, so you can get a coffee, relax. Take a little window shopping, a peek in there. They got all the magazines. Used to always like looking at the magazines, and obviously comic books back in the day. Nice big open space here. Yeah, I definitely think that the pet shop was now where the Barnes & Noble is. So we're checking out the last wing, which is the AMC wing, I guess we'll call it. And that is a pretty good movie theater. I've been there before, but there's not too much on this wing. Actually, yeah, to the left of this wing, I think was that Time Out Arcade. And it wasn't great. It was kind of like the arcade box in the Ox Valley Mall. But I would have liked to see it, but they do not have it here anymore. They just have the claw machines, a few here and there. There's that nice natural lighting. Also saves money on electricity, right? Especially if they're closing at 7 o'clock. So, as you can see, this end is pretty dead. There's really not too many stores here compared to the beginning of the mall where we were at. And, you know, the AMC Theater does have its own entrance, so I'm sure people just use that entrance, go there directly. Here we go. You can recharge your phones. Little charging station. You can get your taxes done if you want. That's a nice sign. There's a Playland coming up. That sounds interesting if it's still there. Or is it this? Animal rides. That's pretty cool for the kiddies. They can experience that. I want to ride a zebra or a dinosaur unicorn. So no one in there now, but hopefully on the weekends the kiddies go there, and that looks like could be a good time. Little amusement type area. That's probably what they need. Remember back in the day, like when Jurassic Park was big, some of the malls had like animatronics, or they just had events, or I don't know, catwalks. They just had entertainment, I guess, even live music. I mean, I think if the malls got back to that, that would help. Oh, this is pretty cool. Here we go. This is kind of what I was just talking about. So this is one of those trap rooms or escape rooms. So you could go in there and experience it. You know, get a group of friends and try and figure out a Sherlock Holmes mystery on how to get out of the room. So that's not a bad idea. I guess they heard me talking about doing something. Here we go to classic photo booths. I always like that. See, if you came here with a group of friends, you know, I mean, it would be pretty cool still to hang out in the malls. That's what I think. I actually did hit up 2 of my friends, see if they wanted to do the video with me, but they weren't available. We could have reminisced. But maybe next time, because I will do more mall tours and videos. Got to hit Franklin Mills sometime. Maybe do the 2nd floor of Oxford Valley Mall. Here's a pretty groovy school bus with claw machines, of course. But I like that. It's not a yellow submarine like the Beatles, but it is pretty groovy. And we're getting closer to the AMC Theater. But first, we have to see more claw machines, of course, because that's what all the rave is about. Hot stuff. So they actually have some hot stuff in here, or some Snickers candy bars. Oh, and here's that little Funland they were talking about, or whatever they called it. Although it's not what I expected, but I guess this is a place for the kiddies to run around a little bit in there. Maybe if you just have to watch your kid, take turns, one parent take over the little playland. That's pretty cool. You got a couple little things for the kids to play in, but it's not like Quaker Bridge Mall. Anybody remember Quaker Bridge Mall's playgrounds? And they actually had like dinosaurs on it, and it was huge. I used to love that. Another mall I definitely have to do a tour and video. So as I'm saying that, if you do like this kind of content, please give my video a like and subscribe. And I have done other mall videos in the past. And here is the AMC Theater, which does look pretty sharp. And I do like all the silver and chrome. Almost reminds me of an old 50s diner. But nobody working the front. It's all computers now, I guess, to place your ticket orders like that woman's doing. Got the Transformers 1 movie coming out. And I think that is about it, guys and gals. But I hope you enjoyed my tour of Neshaminy Mall. And if you want, share any of your favorite memories of it in the comment section below. And remember, make your day a retro day, I always say.